Coming up, Hable launched new things, and we're back in the inbox.
You're listening to Double Tap, your daily accessible technology show. Now, here's your hosts, Stephen Scott and Shaun Preece.
And a very good day to you. Welcome along to another Double Tap. Goodness me, that was very posh and proper. You'd think
yes,
that...
what's going on?
I was going to say, you think the boss is hanging around, wouldn't you?
Mr. F.
But
God
he's
bless
not.
you, Mr. F.
Absolutely. Well, I feel with the whole, we've got season 9 coming up. We're going to be launching into season 9. I feel like, we should perhaps tip our virtual hat, as it were,
Yes.
to Mr. F.
Yes, we're so very grateful, Mr. F. Have we made that clear? I think so.
Thank you for letting us do this. I don't know what else we do. What else would we do?
Shush now. Hable, you say? I'm excited. Hable? Is it my idea?
What was your idea? Oh, yeah, a tiny little keyboard for your cane.
A little D-pad, a little
tiny
joystick.
little keyboard. Yeah, you put it in your cane.
Velcro it around your cane handle and you can control your iPhone. That sounds, it's a genius idea. Cane and Hable. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's right. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay.
But we'll get to that in a minute because I have bigger fish to fry around here.
Oh.
And yes, I want to talk about Ramblio, my new favourite pastime.
Again?
Oh, yeah. Look, have you been on here yet? Come on. Tell me you've signed up at least.
Not
At least
yet.
pretend you've signed up.
Okay, yes, I've signed up. No, I haven't. Not yet.
Oh, you're a disgrace.
Why? What's happening?
People are wanting to talk to you. Everybody who's coming to say, so nice. People are coming along and they're saying, hello, Stephen, lovely to have you here. Will Shaun be joining us? I guess not, is usually their refrain. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
All
I don't
right,
need to
I
say
will.
anything.
Okay, well, as long as I can still get on the beta, I will join up.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, we'd mentioned that it was for iOS, and that was my reading of the one piece of information I read about it. Yeah, it was absolutely 100% iOS only, unless, of course, it wasn't, which is not. It will be available on Android as well. Hey! I'm pleased about this. I'm pleased. This is good. It's going to be on Android as well. That's big news.
Hang on. You said will be. Is it available now or not?
Well, it is available now, but, and there is a big wobbly but to go with this, it is in closed beta. The beta has been closed. So it's been around, but it's closed beta now. So you can't get it at the moment, but it will be opening up, of course, once it's officially launched. At the minute, the whole thing is in beta on iOS and in Android. So, people at the moment are feeding back, and you can imagine how the community is responding. It's funny going on there. I mean, in a good way. Right? I mean, this is good. The community does come together really well on these things. It really does.
Yeah, we're all over. I just still remember the days of Zello. As soon as Zello was sort of highlighted on AppleVis, people were on there 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just swamped. It was great.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel the same. I really like the way they've done this because it is like audio Twitter. You've got each post. You can go into each post. You can record a message. You can write a message as well. You don't have to respond in audio, but you do have the record option. Still finding my way around. I will say as well, I mentioned this the other day, I'm using the iOS 26 beta. That's fun. So I don't really know where anything's working at the moment and what isn't because, things are just a bit wobbly over there. More wobbly butts everywhere. It's terrible.
Using the word wobbly, please.
Well,
That's
it is. It's big and wobbly, and I don't like it. So, yeah,
okay.
I have to say, I moved over to my 16 Pro Max because, I'm getting my iPhone ready to go back to Apple because that's their phone. So they want it back at the end of the year or the beginning of new Apple fun time. And whether we'll get a new one or not, I have absolutely no idea. But we shall see. But either way, I'm preparing myself because last year I wasn't very prepared for it. And I ended up in a bit of a mess, trying to organize a new phone very quickly. And, that doesn't work for me. Nothing works quick around here. I'm built for comfort, not for speed. And, for that reason,
we're also not built for organization or preparation.
Absolutely
Stephen
not.
Scott, so we're in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, well, I'm preparing this time. I am prepared. So this phone was running the iOS 26 beta, and I thought, we're way into the public beta stage. It's going to be fine. And to be fair, the first few editions I've been trying, the first few early editions of the beta have been fine. They've been absolutely great. Having a few issues. Now, I'm not going to get into it because it is a beta, and also, it's all going to get fixed. I am absolutely 100% sure of it, unless, of course, it's a complete car crash out of the gate.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the beta, at the minute, the developer beta that you're using has a few issues that
my hand is in my fist is in my mouth right now when I'm using this phone.
As we keep saying, just unless you know what you're getting into, then don't do it.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. No. I mean, look, even after it's officially out, I would wait a month. I really would.
No, of course.
Going by what I'm seeing, I'd definitely wait a month. It's
Ramblio.
Ramblio. I am loving
we just did.
Ramblio. Yes, well, we're good at that. I have to say, Ramble, I love the name. I love it. So I'm all in.
We just need one called Rantio now, and you're all in.
It could be ours. We could do Rantio.
There we go.
Let's get on to the that's what we'll do? I'll do our Rantio and Ramblio. This sounds like some kind of Italian version of Double Tap that's just launched out of nowhere. A particularly British take on the Italian, like our take on pizza, I guess. Nothing like it, in other words. But
so you have posted on there then?
I have. I've posted. I've heard from a few people. I've been posting. It's really nice, actually. And like I say, just having nice, conversations with people and just, actually just hearing what other people have got to say, hearing what they're up to. It's really nice. Really, really nice. It's the ideal blind app. You just sit and listen to people chatting away about their lives and you can chime in if you want. It's a very simple app in a lot of ways, but that's the beauty of it. And that's really what you want. You don't need anything particularly complicated. It's about communication. We're likely to use the audio feature more than the text, but at least you've got the option. It's handy if you're just saying want to share a number or a web address or something, that kind of thing's ideal for that.
I wonder if there's going to be a subscription.
Oh, here we go. Debbie Downer's back.
No. I'm just wondering. Look, these audio apps, they are not cheap to run. You got. I was going to say that. I have to say, I don't know if there's a cap on the amount of audio that's allowed to be recorded, because I know what us blind people are like. I'm sitting with voice messages. I am queuing up my voice messages like podcasts right now. We're talking like 15 to 20 minutes a message. So right. Yeah,
that's
how many replies does each one get as well? All that audio is stored somewhere on a Google bucket or wherever it may be. That isn't free, and it's actually really expensive to run. So there's got to be some sort of cost there somewhere.
Well, again, it's that problem of when an app comes along, do you monetize it right away? Or do you you want to get the maximum impact? You want to get the most amount of people using it? So it's a really difficult thing. And of course, then it's that thing of, well, we're going to have to turn this into a subscription app now. And everyone goes, oh, don't like that, boo. And, so it goes. It's difficult, isn't it? Out of the gate, what do you do? That's exactly what happened, Shaun. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I was waiting for your sound effects to hit in there, but
I can think of an appropriate one. Yeah, I haven't got a boo. I try not to be that negative.
You're enjoying it. That's the main thing. Yeah, I'm going to give it a try. I will download it today.
Please do, because I'd love to have you. I mean, look, we haven't got enough platforms to share audio messages on. So
great. Yeah, I know. People will be rolling their eyes and tutting. Oh, look,
and some won't even mean it. That's the thing. But anyway, let's move on, because we do have some big news.
Breaking news.
I do like that line.
News.
Okay. I shouldn't use that quite as much as I do. No. I know, but hey, look, we're blind around here. We're allowed to make these jokes. Okay, so Hable have launched a thing, in fact, a series of things, because, of course, Hable, you'll know, for making the Hable 1 and then the Hable Easy. And now they've got SpeechLabel, which is, Shaun, you might want to, I was trying to find a way to describe this and was losing the ability to think clearly.
It's very easy, Stephen. You were overthinking it. This is just an audio labeling system.
How dare you?
There's an app for your phone, and there's some additional labels that you purchase. Oh. And, you record an audio clip, and when you see that label, when the app sees that label, because it supports barcodes and QR codes, including Aztec codes, but also it supports NFC Aztec codes, like QR codes. It's the same as QR codes.
If I go to Egypt and walk around the pyramids.
This is why we can't explain anything. Yeah, this is intolerable, Stephen Scott. Aztec codes are like a fork, an offset, if you like, of QR codes. They can be slightly easier to find because I believe you only need something like 10% of the Aztec code to be seen by the camera before it knows what it is and can activate it. So it's very easy to find. And also, did I get to this point? And NFC tags. So you can have, he puts me off, NFC tags. So basically everything is covered. They supply, you can buy the labels from them. And now they have this SpeechLabel app for Android and iOS.
Yeah, okay, so this is NaviLens.
PenFriend. Think of it.
PenFriend. WayAround tags. Is it that?
Yeah,
or is it all of them?
So. Well, basically, I think, look, most people will be sort of familiar with PenFriend.
Yeah.
Right? But, which I think is very similar, as in that you record an audio clip. So, hey, this is my can of soup or whatever it is, stick it in the microwave for 2 minutes or whatever. So as soon as that label is seen or touched by your smartphone, then that clip is activated and spoken aloud. So,
well, that's not how PenFriend works, though, because you don't need a phone for that. You need the special pen.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
But that's important, right? Because this is kind of, I think, where Hable's going here. They're saying, look, you're carrying around the device with you every day. Why would you carry an extra device with you when you can carry this around? You've got your phone. You're just having these labels available. You can change the labels. You can put them on different things. Laundry, grocery, I guess, documents even. They were saying, like, if you were, wanting to label folders. I don't know any blind people that do that, but yeah, okay.
You could stick them anywhere.
Basically, yeah, CD collection, could be anything, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And of course, as you mentioned there, laundry tags, they do have NFC laundry tags. I'm thinking, was it Negative Julian that gave us the tip about sticking NFC on your clothes?
Yes, the buttons.
You can get NFC buttons that you could stitch on, and you could, this is my red shirt, whatever. But you can do exactly that. They also supply them.
Yeah, they do, which is kind of cool. I mean, look, price of these are kind of on average between sort of 18 and 20, 22 pounds, and I'm seeing them in UK pounds here as I look at it. I don't think this is on sale yet. As we record this, it's not on sale because everything's sold out. So either it's been incredibly popular in the first 3 seconds it's been online, or it's not quite ready for prime time yet. And, I think what is as often the case is these stories leak out and suddenly it's like, oh, goodness me, wow, everyone's excited about it. But, I do think this is kind of cool. I mean, I've never really get into the whole tagging systems like that. I mean, I know there's WayAround, which is probably the most similar to this. I never used them, though. And I do like the idea of having a multiple pack of, you can buy like an assorted pack of different types of labels for different purposes. And I have to say, this is something I'm probably going to get into more. Because, it is, I mean, when we're doing the show, for example, I think to myself, okay, I'll go and put this top on, I'll put that top on. And now I can't really tell, is that the blue one or is that the lesser blue one or is that the red one or I don't know what the colors are.
Yep.
So to be able to have them labeled, spend some time with Ira or Be My Eyes, get everything laid out on the bed and just label them up, that sounds pretty cool. And of course, if those buttons, of course, will be able to handle the washing,
yes.
As long as it's sewn on properly, of course, then they're absolutely fine. The sewing on part is going to be fun. Never done sewing before. Well, I have, but it was only at school and I was terrible at it. Well, I made a nice little thing, but
dear.
It wasn't great.
Stop it now. Did you make some oven gloves? That's what we made in
it was like
textiles.
No, it was like one of those, what was the thing they called it? I always remember it because it was in The Simpsons. Oh, there was a name for it, and I can't remember it now. In The Simpsons, they had a thing where Santa's little helper ripped it apart. Do you remember that episode? The dog came in, ripped this quilt thing apart that the mother and daughter had been...
Oh, yeah, the memory quilt.
The memory quilt. That wasn't called that. It was something far better.
Yeah, it absolutely probably was.
And, the dog ripped it apart. So I made one of those. I don't know what I've done with it, though. Ironically, I forgot where I put it.
TapOnAir.com if you know what Stephen's talking about. What are we saying? It's interesting you
Bizarre
say
Simpsons
that,
references. That's all I can do. That's what I'm here for.
I haven't looked into the sort of the NaviLens or all the other ones that have been out there either. Why is that then? I know, look, people rave about NaviLens. It's meant to be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well, can I say, I hear a lot of businesses rave about NaviLens. I don't hear many individuals rave about it. I think the problem with NaviLens for me is that you got to basically print out your own codes all the time. So you're printing out the codes. Ironically, I bought a printer that was black and white. It was a laser printer, black and white. You need color for printing out NaviLens codes. I only realized this when I started printing them out and realizing nothing worked.
I'm out.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, that's a simple point, but again, you got to build these things yourself. And in some ways that's good because then you can have them wherever you want. I saw there was people, for example, putting them on a wall before the wall was painted, and then you'd be able to, paint over them, and somehow the thing would still see them. I don't know how that worked. if it even did work. I don't know. It made no sense to me. But yeah, apparently the people were putting them on their walls and you could still paint over them, but that didn't sound right to me.
Well, booths had them at Site Village, right, to identify the booths, and I know people were using them there. So they work from a fair distance away, so very, very cool. But it's just something I haven't gotten into. And I'm wondering if the problem with all of these systems, and, you know, we'll have to get Freak on to talk about why he thinks this version is going to be the way to go. But you mentioned exactly the same. I pull a t-shirt out of the wardrobe in the morning. I can't see the color at all anymore. I have no idea what it is. So I ask either Be My Eyes or I ask the whatever AI has got vision at that minute. And when it comes to cans or whatever, seeing AI is so responsive in the short text mode. It's just, I'm using that so much more. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things you got to try and you realize the benefits of it. But right now, I just don't know if I've got, it seems like I got to invest the time to set it up.
Yeah, I think,
do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the same with all of these things, isn't it? You've got to have an element of involved, you've got to do something. You can't just, I know what you mean. You kind of almost want to use the tools, like we were talking about this off air, and you were saying, but hang on, if a can of soup has got a barcode on it, can't I just use that, and scan that and get the information? But yeah, there are challenges with all that stuff. I mean, we know in the past, getting the information out, I remember our good friend Greg from Pennsylvania has been talking, I remember years ago, about the ID Mate, which was this amazing piece of technology, which could just scan and read these barcodes and give you all this information. And it was really the last kind of device that anyone really heard about that could really do this well. And even by today's standards, I still don't understand why there's no equivalent out there. And maybe that's something Hable could build in. I mean, again, this is an app in itself, right? It's an app. So they could build other functionality into this down the line. We'll see how it goes. But I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued. And the price point, I mean, again, for what was it, 25 labels, I think we saw, was it 18 or 20 pounds? I mean, it's not a huge amount of money for what it is. And, if it works for you, then great. And you don't have to buy the app. The app is free.
The app is free. Yeah. No subscription or anything. So, yeah, it makes sense. But again, I'm going to have to see, can you reuse these labels? How once you stick it on something, is that it? Yeah, I
the buttons,
I don't know. But
yes, probably, but not the sticky
of course
labels. I mean, they're going to be, I guess you can reuse them.
Labels?
Well, I didn't see magnetic. I did see one that said it was touch. Now, this might be this Aztec thing you're talking about, where you touch the phone against it, and the phone doesn't actually need to see all of it. Is that what that is, the Aztec? I don't know. I don't know. NFC is the touch. You don't actually have to physically touch it, but bring your phone close to it. Yeah, that's right.
Than actually look at it.
Have to see it, which is kind of handy in some ways as well, because the big issue a lot of us have, remember pandemic times with COVID and the whole, you went out to a restaurant, you had to scan QR codes all over the place, and no one could find the QR code. That was kind of the issue I had with NaviLens as well. You had to kind of know roughly where things were. I know you could, NaviLens was better because the camera could pick it up from a further distance. But still, I guess you'd have to know roughly where these things were. They should be aiming,
or just know they're there in the first place.
Well, that's right. That's the other issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is
you kind of want.
They were building it for indoor navigation. This is a different thing.
Yeah, but again, it's the whole idea of walking into anywhere and thinking perhaps these, this area has been labeled up with whatever service, so I'm going to hold my phone out. What you want is your smart glasses to always be looking out and just shout it out as you go past one, and then it doesn't matter. But obviously we're not there yet.
No, and it's, again, I think this is sometimes the challenge with language about these things, right? So I know in the UK, for example, we have a system here called React, which is for train stations and bus stations, and it gives you audible information. Now, I have never really successfully used the React system. There's been clearly a huge amount of investment in there, and the only reason I knew it existed was because it's been around. It's been in train stations for years. Very few people seem to know about it. And the interesting thing is, I was going to a train. I was getting a train one day. The assistant was bringing me down the stairs, and he said to me, we were talking about where I worked, and I said I worked for the RNIB, and he said, it's funny, we've got the RNIB boxes in here, and I said, like the fundraising boxes. And he's like, no,
charity boxes.
No. He said the system for navigation. And I'm like, what? What's that? I'm like, I've worked for RNIB at this point 10 years, never heard of this. What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, there's a system marketing in here. And yeah, I know. And I'm like, what's this? And he said, it's basically a system where, you can tell when the trains are, and you can get all the audio information about when's the next train? What? And I'm like, what? Is this a thing? No idea.
I did not know that.
Didn't know it existed. So it's been around for years, apparently, and they still... I don't think they promote it well at all. The system, I don't think, is actually invested in by RNIB anymore. Shame, frankly.
Yeah, okay.
But, and I don't know if it's just been left to languish or what.
Stephen Scott. No one used
that's
it.
right.
That was the problem.
That's absolutely right.
Because I've only just found out now that it even exists.
I mean, if you tell me about it, there's a chance I might be able to work out if it's for me or not.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
Ridiculous, right? But yeah, indoor navigation's always been a bit of a challenge. So, that's something. But this is not what this is. This is about, your home. This is about groceries. This is about, labeling things. I think it's pretty cool. I think I do like the idea of it. I do. I like the audible labels. I mean, again, it's not the only game in town, but it'll be interesting to see how it compares to the others. So yeah, we look forward to getting hands on with it. I think we're going to try and get a couple of kits and see how it all works, Shaun Preece. I'm going to label you.
I'm going to label the world, Stephen Scott, and still get lost.
I'm sure that was a Simpsons episode as well. When
stop
in fact,
it.
it was because Bart Simpson got a label making machine and he stuck property of Bart Simpson stickers on everything.
I remember that one.
Oh, that was so good. Right, shall we get into some feedback, Shaun Preece? Shall we get some emails on?
I think we should, yes.
Let's do it.
Email. Simpsons. We love Simpsons.
We get your email every day.
I watch it every day.
Here's your mail today.
Tush.
Oh, that was not as energetic as I was expecting.
Well, to be honest, I was expecting you to go, dough. But you didn't.
I could have. There's the closest you're going to get. There you go. That's the best you're going to get at me. Right, let's get our first email on.
Hey, Stephen, lovely Laura, and yes, even Shaun.
Ooh.
First of all, I have noticed listening on Apple Podcasts the last 4 episodes or so that the volume has been down a bit.
Oh.
I say this as sometimes I check the time during the episode and voiceover is somewhat quite loud. When the volume was at the correct level, voiceover would be the same as y'all talking. Oh well, no more donuts for Shaun from Mr. F. Can you please ask the Envision man, I'm not even going to attempt to spell his name, with the Ally glasses, with all the features promised, really great and game-changing they sound. Are these features going to be available in all countries upon its release, like here in New Zealand? As my friend, who has the Meta Ray-Bans, has given up on them, as we haven't got Meta AI. If the fantastic features are available in New Zealand, I'm sold and are in, boots and all. Thanks. I'll be back to share my 2 trials with the WeWalk Smart Cane 2 next time. I'm in the meantime curious upon other members of the Double Tap Universe experience. Enjoy the donuts, Stephen, and lovely Laura.
I get donuts. You're not getting donuts.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I could say that maybe it's just your voiceover volume that's changed rather than the podcast.
Yeah, but that'd be a lie, wouldn't it?
But that would be an utter lie. Yes. But I could say I wasn't here for that bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look, you can absolutely not take the blame and lie, but we all know it's your fault. And even if it's not your fault, it kind of works out.
It's my fault now. Yes. Exactly. Hopefully it has been fixed, though.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Should
be noticing a difference now. Shaun has been thoroughly thrashed over this, and it has been fixed. Nothing to do with me whatsoever, I promise.
Yeah, I noticed
Nothing to do with me whatsoever.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's
maybe
fine.
no. Look, let's just put it this way: it's nothing to do with the fact that I change things from time to time and then hit Shaun with new challenges. Nothing to do with that at all.
It's fine. We overcame that challenge. Okay, so I think you asked this during the interview with Karthik from Envision regarding availability around the world of these features, and I think he pretty much said that it should be available everywhere. It should be.
Well, what he said was, because I asked him about the glasses availability, and he said, yes, the glasses will be available everywhere, because I was questioning him about where, half expecting him to say US, Canada, UK first and roll out over the rest of the world later on. But he did say from launch worldwide. As for features, again, there's no sense that there's any limitation here. So I think until it's launched, we don't know. Although I will go back to Karthik and I will ask that question. Dean, I will go back and clarify that, specifically around features. Of course, a lot of the features, as he mentioned in the interview, are especially the ones that people might want, like the instant text and the offline functionalities. That's going to be later. That's all going to come later anyway. So, it's not going to be fully baked when it arrives, but you will get these new feature drops as it comes along. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Have you pre-ordered? Have you made the plunge on this one?
No. You know my feelings on AI. As I said before, my main use for my Meta Ray-Bans are the video call. That's the thing that makes me love them. The AI, I didn't really miss it when we didn't have it here in the UK, to be brutally honest with you. So until these extra features are actually available on the Solos, then the AI, I'm not too sure about yet. So I'm not going to pre-order. I'm going to wait and see.
Thanks for that, Dean. Appreciate it. Let's move on to Alison and TJ, who've sent in a message.
Hi, Stephen and Shaun. It's Alison and TJ Malloy in Ohio. We just wanted to quickly say congrats on your awesome interview with Karthik from Envision yesterday. Did a fabulous job. We have each pre-ordered a pair of the Envision Solos glasses, and actually are in the process of trying to cancel a competitor's pre-order, I'll just say, because we really both feel like these are gonna suit us better, and have more of the features that we need. So I'm excited that you guys are excited too. I just wanted to commend you for the great job you did. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Alison, and TJ as well. Although TJ was very and suspiciously quiet during that message. We often hear from them separately, but that was the first joint message. I think I want to hear more of this. Actually, I want to hear more couples coming together and doing messages. Wouldn't that be nice? I think we should hear that. Let's hear from the other half.
Couples.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go steady now. We don't want any fights on air.
Oh, why not? I
Enough
love
with
it.
me and you.
Well, that's it. We're the on-air couple. Let's hear the other on-air couples or off-air couples. The off-air couples. That's the name of the extra show we should have gone for. Oh, dear.
Lots of people are excited by the Envision Solo glasses.
Ally Solos, actually.
Sorry. Okay. I'm getting confused. Karthik was absolutely everywhere. I saw him on every single podcast, every website. They are really pushing this. And I've spoken to a lot of people in the community, and there's a lot of excitement. After what I've just said, I'm not pre-ordering. I really hope they can deliver on what they're trying to achieve anyway.
Yeah, me too. Let's continue this on this vein, actually. Greg is up next.
Greetings, Double Tappers. Stephen and Shaun, you guys are a really bad influence. I was not going to order the new Solos glasses until you had a go and did a podcast on them. Before the episode was even half over, I'd pre-ordered a pair for my birthday.
Oh, dear.
I just turned 50.
Hey!
Now, on to my second reason for writing in. I have been a JAWS user since version 4.5.1 in 2003. SMAs are for those of us who have a perpetual license to JAWS. When I bought my SMA for versions 2023 and 2024, it was $120. Then, when I bought my 2025 and 2026 SMA, it jumped to $170 with the convention discount. Now, to get the next SMA, it will be $228, a jump of over $100 in the last 4 or so years. This is getting bad. Also, I found out that if you do not have an active SMA or subscription license, you cannot get technical support. I am getting very frustrated with Freedom Scientific. It seems like they are trying to force home users into a subscription model. You might want to look at how much the 3-year subscription costs in total and compare that to what buying JAWS outright costs. I know here in the US it ends up being more to do the subscription. Sorry, Laura, for the long email. Thanks, Greg in Ohio.
Oh, trust me, Greg, that's not a long email. I can absolutely guarantee you of that.
Yes.
And a lot of thanks you in advance. So the whole JAWS thing is obviously, kind of rolling along. We are going to get more feedback on that. Plenty of you have been getting in touch on this topic, especially from the UK, because there's a lot of unhappy people around the pricing of JAWS. And, the feeling is mutual, I think, in the US to some degree as well. I mean, there's a little bit of, Vespero or Freedom Scientific or whoever you want to blame for this, ultimately not raising prices for a long period of time. And then it feels like there's been a bit of this jump all of a sudden in pricing. And, that could be because of the amount of AI functionality they're bringing into JAWS. I've seen people comment on that. It is difficult, right? I think, look, we have to look at this in 2 different parts. I mean, you can get annoyed about it from the home point of view, I think, because that's often where the price rises have been seen, and that's often where it's most felt. In business, we tend not to look at it or worry about it as much because we kind of expect that our employers or our, wherever our funding comes from, basically, will be able to cover it. When they can't cover it, then we've got a real problem.
Yes.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out. I don't know where this is going to go with JAWS. I kind of thought by now we'd have heard something more about pricing, but maybe they're sticking to their guns on this and saying, look, this is the pricing, this is what we need to do to achieve what we need to achieve. And we'll go from here, see what the reaction is, but we'll see what the sales are like.
I want to hear from people who say, I'm perfectly fine with this pricing. Because all I'm hearing is the negative backlash, and this is a disgrace, this is a disgrace. Is there anyone out there that says, you know what, seems reasonable enough to me. I love the software. It allows me to do what I need to do. I'm quite happy to pay and understand the rising costs.
I think there's a lot of people I think there's a lot of people who are happy. Well, not happy, but I think there's a lot of people you could say are loving JAWS. I don't think that's the issue. A lot of people love JAWS. It's just that they want to have it at home. A lot of people are using it in workplaces and they need it in the workplace, and that's fine. And they may well be covered, but it's when they get home, they want access to it as well. And that may be where the challenge is because they just can't afford to have it. Now, of course, in the US and Canada, you still have the home annual license. The big issue in the UK is that home annual license, and of course, there are about 1 billion caveats to this. Well, if you stand on your head on a Tuesday, if you face north, then you might be able to get an SMA from 15 years ago at the price that it was once 7 years ago. I mean, it's so confusing, it's beyond understanding to me. The only thing I can suggest to people, and I have been suggesting to people, is in your own personal circumstance, contact Sight and Sound Technology in the UK, talk to them. But it's, please don't criticize them for this. It's not their fault. This is not Sight and Sound's doing. This is Vispero's pricing model. This is what they have put out there. They're in charge of it. They'll own this.
I'm still seeing that quite a lot, that this isn't anything to do with Vispero. This is Sight and Sound that set the pricing. And that's just not true.
No.
That's not the case at all.
Look, I don't know. There might be an added cost for Sight and Sound to make some money out of the deal. I would
assume there is.
I imagine that would be the case. But they're not setting that original price. It's the same way that any product is purchased in, right? I mean, this is, if Best Buy are selling iPhones, it's not Best Buy that decides the price, right? They're based on the cost that they're able to buy the product in for, which is set by, in their case, Apple.
I think some people may be thinking that the cost that's added on by the distributor is excessive as well. Maybe that's the point people are trying to get into.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a really tricky one.
Still a bit of a mess out there.
It is. Look, we're going to take a short break. We'll come back and we will talk more. We've got plenty more emails to come.
This is Double Tap. We'll be right back.
Double Tap thanks Numa Solutions for supporting this podcast and for championing the belief that access to information is a right, not a privilege. From the classroom to the workplace, Numa is transforming how organizations deliver accessible content, empowering blind and print-disabled people to engage fully, independently, and securely. Whether it's providing remote tech support through Remote Incident Manager, turning inaccessible files into readable ones with Scribe, or making virtual meetings inclusive with Scribe for Meetings, Numa's cloud-based tools are paving the way for a more inclusive digital world. Their work isn't just innovative, it's essential. And to celebrate our partnership, they're giving away 10 Remote Incident Manager and 10 Scribe for Document subscriptions exclusively to the Double Tap community. You can sign up at doubletaponair.com/subscribe for your chance to win and stay up to date with everything we're working on. Hey Shaun, we've got a newsletter.
Letter with news from Double Tap?
Yes, a letter of news, which I think you need to read, my friend, to keep up to date with what is going on.
I know, I do need to find out what's going on, and this is a great way to do it.
Well, it is, because in the newsletter, you're going to get access to all of our stories, all of our coverage of all the big tech news stories, but also all of the conversations, the interviews we've been having, and even looking back at some great archival content as well, because we've been doing this for a little while.
A long time, yes, and even some exclusive content just for the newsletter subscribers.
That's right, and if you're a keen listener to Double Tap on podcast and YouTube, you might even find some exclusive codes in there as well for your shopping delights. It's not just going to be Stephen that's buying things around here, you know. Check out our newsletter. You can subscribe to it right now by going to doubletaponair.com/subscribe.
That's doubletaponair.com/subscribe.
Get in touch with Double Tap. Email feedback at doubletaponair.com. Leave us a voicemail at 1-877-803-4567. And now you can send an audio or video message to us on WhatsApp. That number is 1-613-481-0144.
Okay, let's talk more about the smart glasses story that we've been covering, because let's be honest, that's everyone's talking about smart glasses. Talking about Ally Solos, talking about Meta Ray-Bans and what might be coming from Google and all the rest. There is one that everyone else is rather interested in as well at the moment, and that is EchoVision from Giga. Here's Juan.
Hi, Double Tap team. This is Juan Avila over here from Sacramento, California, United States
Hey, Juan.
of America. I just wanted to talk about the Giga product, EchoVision glasses. They sound like a great product. When I bought these in March, I put money down and I haven't received them yet. They said they're going to come out in July of 2025. And July or June came, I think. June or July came. And they said, oh, no, yeah, we're going to have them in late August because there's been some issues with something or other. I think it was either the hinge of the arm or leg, whatever you want to call it, not working properly. And so we're going to sell them in August. So July turned into August. And then August came, and then they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to sell them in October 29, 2025. And I'm thinking, okay. So I put $450 or $500, and they're still trying to, push it back. And I understand for all the reasons, but I understand that one of their main reasons is that they're a small company and, it's hard to make manufacturing at a large scale as maybe Meta or Google or Apple. And I'm thinking, like, by this point, should probably we reconsider maybe a bigger company taking this effort and putting all these same features that a Giga's trying to put in, but a bigger company making it and manufacturing it? Because I really like what they're trying to do, but I don't want to be that person that gets nothing, I guess, from the Giga. I want to get these glasses. But then this is the first time I've seen it says, if you're not happy with this, email refund at agiga.ai. That's refund, REFUND, at agiga, AGIGA.ai for artificial intelligence. And I don't know if I'm going to email them. I kind of want to hold on. I heard about the Ally Solos and how those are going to come out with the Envision, but it's like I already put my money down for this one, so I don't know if I want to put my money down for anything else or if I want a refund yet. I kind of want these to come out. Anyway, thank you for the podcast that you do.
Yeah, thanks, Juan. Appreciate that. It is... I think when you pre-order something, there's always that anxiety, right? I've done it myself. I've pre-ordered something. I've maybe gone into Kickstarter, seen something I really like the look of, and then I put the money down and you wait and you wait and you wait. And, I did it with the Bee, which wasn't a huge amount of money. It was £50, I think. And it was the Bee, which was this AI device. You could wear it like a watch, and it would just listen to you all day, and you could then, refer back to it, and it was always, going to be there for you. A little bit like the Plod AI Note, that kind of thing, but it was like, it could always listen to you if you wanted it to. And came out, it was £50 it was going to be coming out for. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get this. And then I got the email saying, it's out, it's coming, you'll have it any day now. And then I got an email saying, oh, it's been cancelled. And I was like, oh, okay. And it never arrived. And so, I still to this day don't even know if I got the refund, to be perfectly honest. But, it was so be it. And you think, okay, not great. But I don't know.
What's the answer to that?
Well, look, it's a leap of faith with these products. It really is. There's no way around it. We know, for example, that a Giga has announced that there's going to be a delay again to the glasses. So what I didn't know when we were talking about that was when it was originally slated to come out. So it was obviously June time that was due to appear, and that didn't happen. Now we're looking at October. I think late October is the current plan.
End of October, yeah.
And they're saying by Christmas, they'll hopefully have the pre-orders all out. So, you know, they're kind of already setting the stall for a potential delay down the line. Look, it is a small company, and they're trying to do something big here. And a lot of people are excited by what Giga are doing. This could just be victim of its own success type thing. And, you know, unfortunately, it might get swamped by the other options that are out there. But by what I'm hearing, the people who are actually testing the Giga EchoVision glasses, they're saying it's a really good product. They're saying when it comes out, it's going to be really good. It's going to have a lot of great functionality in it. And it will rival the Solos, the Ally Solos.
Yeah, Kevin Chow, obviously, he's blown away by them. So, yeah, absolutely. But does that matter if they don't actually see, mass release? I don't know. I totally understand where you're coming from. I think there is a bit of a difference, though, between something like Kickstarter and pre-ordering. I kind of
Is there, though?
Well, I want to say, look, with Kickstarter, I'm invested in an idea. Hey, this is my idea. This is what this could be. Let's see if we can make it happen, right? With pre-ordering, I'm pre-ordering to give them an idea of the numbers of demand for the manufacture of the units. So I would much rather, you know what, this is nailed down now. This is ready to go. Let's put it out for pre-order. It just seems like there seems to be a blurring of the lines between let's see how much demand there is out there for this, and also, let's put this towards development costs. Let's get some funding in there. Let's get some investment. I don't know. It's just slightly strange. I don't know the answer to this, by the way. I mean, companies, as you mentioned, smaller companies need that money in to just progress with the development in the first place anyway. But is that fair to the end user, someone like Juan there, who's waiting and then constantly getting pushed back?
Well, it's a leap of faith on both sides, isn't it? I mean, the company could just release a product, no one buys it, and suddenly they're bankrupt and the whole thing falls apart. Or do you...
It's a lot of money to lose, though. I mean, look, we're not saying this, as Juan said, you can get a refund if you're not happy with that delay. They've been perfectly open and honest with this.
And they reiterated that when they announced this latest delay. If you're not happy about it, you can get a refund, which I think, I think that's great, actually. I think I really feel the Giga people are great.
That's how it should be.
No, it's not. No, I know, but you look how hard it is to unsubscribe from an email that you get, if you get stuck in a list. Look how hard it is to get out of a subscription. And here's a company that are really relying on that money you've given them to build and get this product out the door. And they're saying, look, if you're not happy with the delay, we don't mind if you want to just, give up on it now. I think I have more respect for that transparency and openness than anything else, because I don't think you'd get that from anyone else. And look, I've just bought a new fridge because my fridge has, died, or at least I thought it had. And then it turns out that actually, turning it off and on again might actually have worked, although we're still waiting to see. I think I'm holding off. But I did inquire today about cancelling the order. I haven't received the new fridge. It's due to arrive at the end of next week. It has not arrived. I don't have it. And I've called up to inquire about cancelling. And it was, well, you've paid your money, and so that's it now. You've signed a deal. And I'm like, hang on, what? It's not like I've got to fight to not buy something. You won't give me my money back
straight away. Get that charge back or
this
whatever.
This isn't preview. Right. This isn't pre-order, right? This is a fridge. So that's what I mean. It's like the transparency that Giga offers. I respect that.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, that's what should be the baseline of what we should expect from companies. Anyway.
But we don't. That's the point. We don't get it. That's exactly my point.
I expect that.
Well, you expect it, but do you get it?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any I've asked for a refund where I've pre-ordered, and that's very, very few.
No, it's sending back, isn't it? I mean, it's not Amazon we're dealing with. That's the thing.
Well, that's true. You've always got the 30 days anyway. Once you get anything, you've always got that, customer warranty where you can send it back.
This thing that gets me with the fridge, right? I mean, not to go off topic for a second here, but the thing that annoyed me about the fridge was, it's like, well, I'm actually saving you a job here. I'm saving you bringing the fridge to my house and then saying I don't want it and you have to take it back and refund me. I'm saving you that job and you're giving me, and that was their response, was pretty much, well, once it arrives, you can refuse it. Well, why bother sending it to me in the first place? That's ridiculous.
Yes. Think of the planet, will you? Will someone think of the children?
Screw the planet. I just don't want to have to stay in all day waiting for a fridge.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for that one. Look, again, this conversation will continue because, we're going to be, well, in fact, it's going to continue right now because of Charles' email next.
Hello, Double Tappers. Charles here with a seemingly simple question. What smart glasses should I get?
Oh, yeah.
Or
nice and
should
easy.
I wait? Maybe I shouldn't get them yet. I'm looking for what feels like a seamless experience, something that just works. I guess I want Apple to make smart glasses, but they haven't done it yet. So in lieu of that, where should I go? What should I spend my money on? I was thinking about doing the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, but I've been hearing that they have connectivity issues. You have to factory reset them at random times. You guys have talked about this, and I've seen reports in other groups in other places about that. I was thinking about the Envision glasses, but I'm worried that they won't have compatibility with apps like Spotify or Audible or other apps like that I do enjoy. And I know there are other options on the market too, but I'm just wondering, what are your guys' thoughts? Which ones should I get?
Okay. It's a tricky question, this one. It really is.
Over to you, Stephen.
It is a
Go for
tricky
it.
one because, it depends on what you want. Do you want an AI that is built with blindness in mind? So in other words, it is an AI that's got your best interests, right? And there's debate around that, okay? How good these things actually are. We've been debating that now for it feels like forever. Or do you want something that's mainstream with AI capabilities, but really it's about the mainstream functionalities? You talk about wanting access to music services and you want access to, the other mainstream stuff, which it sounds like you do. In that case, at the moment, your choices really are between, on one side with the AI, you've got the Ally Solos, you've got the Echo Visions coming out, and that is in the US only, initially at launch. The Ally Solos, supposedly worldwide, so we can get them anywhere else, which is good. What else is out there at the minute? Anything I've forgotten? I always feel it's like a dolphin sitting nearby that I've forgotten about. I'm going to start calling it that, the dolphin, every time I forget a piece of tech.
I've heard rumors of lots of coming soon or due anytime soon, but no, to be honest, that's the main ones to consider at the minute.
These are the main two, right? And on the well, of course, you do have the Envision glasses as well, but the price of those, I think, rule them out for most people. I mean, I'm just putting it out there, but that's my view. On the other side, you've got Meta glasses, Meta AI, and you've got two types now. You've got the Meta Ray-Bans and you've got the Meta Oakleys. I personally would hold on. If you're going down the route of Meta AI, Meta Ray-Bans, or Meta Oakleys, I would hold on. And I think by the sounds of it, Charles, that's the route you probably want to go. Now, there are connectivity issues. There are challenges. Absolutely. I try to call Shaun, and we've all been, I have messages in my inbox going back, months with the same issue, coming up time and time again. I try to call someone, the audio doesn't go to my glasses, it goes to my phone. Yes, I have it all the time, and it really, really irritates me. And, it's always, and I will say the fix is a little bit easier than it used to be. It used to be you had to reset the whole pair of glasses and put them back onto your phone again and all this nonsense. Thankfully now it's just a case of turning the glasses off and on, and usually that resolves it, but not all the time, just most of the time. It's as if the Bluetooth just doesn't quite connect first time.
Yep.
And so you end up, even though it does connect and you're hearing voiceover through it, even though you're asking the glasses to do something, it's maybe the Bluetooth gets cut somewhere along the way, and maybe that's what's doing it. I don't know. There's definitely connectivity issues, and I'm hoping, and this is why I'm saying hold off, because even though those options are out there, and one thing I haven't heard about in any of these Oakley reviews is connectivity issues. I'd be interested to hear if there's anybody out there using the Oakleys and had any connectivity issues with them, because that would tell you if the hardware has been improved. But we have got September 20 coming up, which is the Meta Connect event. And that is going to be quite interesting to see what they bring out. I know you're not convinced they're going to bring anything new. I think they will. I think there's something new going to come out here.
Okay, maybe.
Could be totally wrong. Yeah. I don't know. But I
don't think so.
Well, look, the rumor is they're going to bring out the pair of glasses with the screen. I would be, if they're going to bring out those, I'd be amazed if they don't bring out an updated version of the Ray-Bans. That would be my take on it.
I think they'll point towards the Oakleys as the updated version of the Ray-Bans. But
no, they've released that. That's not news for them, right? So they're not going to.
Okay, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. But you know what? I've got nothing to add to that because I think you're absolutely right. I would wait and see what happens at the Meta event. But it's really difficult. Honestly, I this tailored for us, the Echo Visions, the Solos with the AI, I've yet to be convinced that that's going to be vastly different to what the mainstream AI does for us now anyway. I've yet to be convinced. And because I haven't got my hands on these, Maybe I'm utterly wrong, but I'm yet to be convinced by that. And as I said earlier, for the Meta Ray-Bans, I don't rely on the AI whatsoever at all. I simply use it for Be My Eyes, Ira, or the WhatsApp video calls to friends and family to help me out of tight situations. That for me, they're worth the money on their own for that. But you need to think about that, what you want them for, what the best use case for you is going to be. But I think, you know what, just hold off. If you've gone this far without a pair, I would just hold off for another month or two and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you could also hold off because...
Breaking news.
An Apple event is scheduled for September 9th. Dropping is the name of the event. Dropping.
Dropping, right. We got to try and work out the cryptic clue.
Here we go
now,
again, which never means anything. It never means anything. But that is breaking news coming into us that the Apple event is going to be taking place September 9th. So, yeah, we've got two big events to look forward to now. I have to say I'm looking forward to the Meta Connect event more.
Wow, that is shocking, Stephen Scott. Really?
In fairness, that was the same as last year. I was more excited about the Meta event last year, and I think it was right to be. But
the iPhone 17 Air,
light iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, all right.
A thinner iPhone with terrible battery life. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into
I don't. We're never going to get another iPhone, you know that. They're never going to send us another iPhone ever again. Do you know what I would love? I'd love Google to send me a Pixel. That'd be nice, but I can't get them to send me a Pixel. And I've been really nice about Google. I don't get it.
I think we've burnt all our bridges.
I think we have. Yeah, maybe in my years of saying Android people and, need to stop complaining and shouting.
I love Nokia. Hello, Nokia, if you're listening.
It's still going. I think they're bringing back
idea.
BlackBerry, actually. So let's see if we can get on that train again. I mean, I must admit, an accessible BlackBerry does sound like... I mean, I actually wonder, right? I wonder if these companies that build these devices, or the people who decide they're going to build them, I wonder if they've looked at the success of that Clicks keyboard that came out and thought, people do still want a keyboard. And they thought, you know what? The BlackBerry was the original. And everyone says that, right? Anyone who talks about the Clicks keyboard said, oh, it's just like my old BlackBerry. And so, I think there's possibly a desire for that. I think we might be on a bit of a turn back towards that generation of phones again. I think we might
you're
be.
utterly wrong. No.
Look, technology is all cyclical, right? It's like fashion. It always just comes back round again. We'll be talking about we talked about flip phones again. Remember flip phones? That was a thing. It was all dead. I remember us sitting here on some show at some point saying, flip phones are dead. What are you talking about? Now it's all the rage. Now it's folding phones and flipping phones, and we'll be back to BlackBerry next. That'll be the next thing.
How well are they selling, Stephen Scott? The flips and the folds.
Flips and the folds? No idea. I imagine extremely well.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because there's rumors that next year Apple are going to bring out. There's been stories doing the rounds about the next 3 years Apple are going to, as they lead up to the 20th anniversary of iPhone. I cannot believe I'm saying that.
20 years.
I remember a world when there was no such thing as an iPhone. It was, in fact, I remember the days when, and I think was it Nokia or was it Motorola? It was one of the companies had brought out an iTunes phone. And that was like the first time I ever saw. There was the closest.
Really?
Yeah, there was. I can't remember what one it was. It was one of those. It was like that candy bar style phone. Your typical Nokia 3310 style phone. And back in the old days, kids, when you wanted to listen to music on your phone, well, it was dreadful. But Sony had theirs. They had the Walkman phones. Remember the Walkman phones?
Yeah.
Had those. It was the W880i. I think I had it one time. Because it had internet on it, which was dreadful.
Look at you now going all retro, getting all nostalgic. Simpsons, old phones, anything else?
I've become old. It's the only references I've got. Did I say I liked Karen Carpenter? Was that her name? Was that the singer I liked? Karen
Carpenter. Why do
No, the modern one. What's her name? Her long lost daughter-in-law.
Selena Carpenter.
Selena Carpenter. That's exactly her. Very popular with the youth, I believe. I had one song and I liked it. She sounded like Olivia Newton-John to me.
Okay. I don't know where this conversation is going now. We got time for another email?
Can we upset the Swifties as well? Is that the next one we upset? I don't know.
Please don't.
Yeah, should we do another email? I think
so.
I don't think we can. Well, let's see. I can't do the one I was going to do because we don't have enough time for that one now.
No.
Breaking news got in the way. Tell you what, we'll go to Trevor. He's got some comments on cane tips.
Morning, Stephen and Shaun. You two brought up your show from a few weeks back, talking about coffee, Android versus iPhone, and cane tips. I live in a small rural town in Ontario. We only have sidewalks on our main street, and the rest of the roads are paved, gravel, and soft shoulders, and a wonderful beach.
Ooh.
One of my first questions to my first VLRO was, what tip is best on trails, the beach, and the roads? She recommended the Rover Freewheel, and even brought one out for me to try on our second O&M training session. I've been using them ever since, but I do make a point to try the different tips. The Rover Freewheel is a rubber wheel, with a pronged fork holding the wheel instead of a full axle. The downside is that a hard knock can jam the wheel off the forks, and the constant S-curve does eventually wear out the centre of the wheels, causing it to jam or even pop off, which sucks if you're solo in the middle of rural nowhere. In which case, you'll have to drag the forks like a tip, but you'll feel the wheel wobble in time to give you a heads up on when it's time to replace it. If you do a lot of walking, you'll likely go through several every year. I try to regularly walk a few kilometres most days and typically wear out 3 wheels in a year. The upside is that the wheel won't get so easily jammed up when walking on trails, over grass and fields, along the water's edge on the beach, or over the loose sand or dunes. Most importantly, though, it rolls easily along the edges of paved and gravel roads and the soft shoulder, which helps me track a steady and safe line. The rubber wheel is, most importantly, quiet. So, as Shaun said, I can get my daredevil on because I can still get all of the auditory feedback, echolocation cues, and most importantly, which is why I choose to live rural, you can fully enjoy the natural soundscape of nature, in addition to hearing the person you're walking with, the oncoming cars and trucks from a good long distance away, and every other surrounding sound to establish your echo or sound map. For this reason...
Now, I'm cutting into that email a little bit there because I've realised it is quite a long email from Trevor, and we're not going to have time to play all of it on the show today. We will come back to it, though, I promise, Trevor, because it's a very interesting email, and it goes into quite a bit of detail and depth on this. And I should say at this point as well, if you want to check out longer and more conversations, because, there's never enough Double Tap around, you can subscribe to the Double Tap Extra podcast. Go to your favourite podcast app of choice or your smart speaker of choice and ask by name for Double Tap Extra. And it should give you the latest episode. We caught up with Chantal on Saturday. We heard her talking all about her new business, See It Through My Fingers, where she talks all about the work she's doing to help people learn Braille and learn how to use screen readers. And she offers many other services as well through her business. So we wanted her to get some spotlights. So yes, on the Double Tap Extra, you can catch that. And that is it for us today, though. Thank you, as always, for your feedback. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Thank you, Shaun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.